You've seen the speeches, the lightning, the whole cackling Emperor act. But what if I told you that wasn't even the real game? That all the flashy stuff, the Death Stars, the clone armies, the Senate power grabs, was just the visible layer of something so much bigger. A plan so secret that not even the other Sith knew about it. And no, I'm not talking about Snoke or some random contingency. I'm talking about a design to own the galaxy's future itself. Now, imagine this. You're a Sith Lord. You've finally made it to the top, and you think you're sitting at the Emperor's right hand, plotting the downfall of everyone else. But in reality, you're just one more piece on his board. Maul didn't know it, Dooku didn't know it. Even Vader, the guy Palpatine called his greatest creation, had no idea. It's like thinking you're in the writer's room, only to find out you've been an extra in the background the whole time. And the worst part, Palpatine planned it that way. The guy wasn't satisfied with ruling the present. No, he wanted to lock down the future so tightly that nothing and no one could ever challenge him. Not the Jedi, not the Sith, not even random Force prodigies born centuries later. And he wasn't just using politics or fear, he was using science, ancient Sith rituals, and backup plans inside backup plans, like a Russian nesting doll of evil. It's the kind of thinking that makes you both impressed and deeply uncomfortable. And the craziest part is how close he got. We're talking cloning projects on Exegol, sleeper agents, entire branches of the Empire that existed in total secrecy. While the galaxy was distracted by rebels blowing up space stations, Palpatine was quietly building a system where betrayal wasn't even possible anymore. That whole Sith tradition of stabbing your master in the back gone. He wanted loyalty so absolute that the very idea of rebellion would vanish. This is the kind of villainy that changes everything you thought you knew about Star Wars. It's not just about one side winning a war. It's about one man bending the entire timeline to his will. And once you see the pieces of it laid out, you start to wonder if the galaxy actually escaped at all, or if we've just been living in the shadow of his plan this whole time. In this video, we're going to dig into Palpatine's most secret strategy, the one hidden even from his closest allies. We'll follow the breadcrumbs through the films, the shows, and the comics to see how deep this really went. We'll look at the hints nobody talks about, the choices that almost made his victory eternal, and why the future he wanted was more terrifying than any Death Star. This wasn't the flashy rise to power we all know from the prequels, or the obvious destruction of the Jedi Order. This was a deeper game, buried under so many layers of misdirection that even his closest Sith allies didn't know it was happening. And if the hints in the comics, novels, and shows are anything to go by, it might be his most dangerous plan of all. See, the Sith love scheming. That's basically their brand. But Palpatine's ambition didn't stop at controlling the present. He was thinking about every possible future. The Clone Wars, the Galactic Empire, even the First Order, they were all just pieces on a much bigger board, and he wasn't playing to win one round. He was building a game so rigged that no one else could even sit at the table. The clues are everywhere, if you look closely enough. His secret cloning projects on Exegol weren't just about making Snoke, or bringing himself back after death. They were about creating the perfect vessels, the perfect servants, even perfect apprentices that could never betray him. He wanted an army that couldn't be swayed by anyone, not even another Sith. And that's where it gets really strange. Sith history is full of betrayal apprentices, overthrowing masters, masters plotting against apprentices. Palpatine wanted to break that cycle entirely. Imagine a galaxy where the Sith still rule, but they don't need each other anymore. No rivalries, no challenges, just one unbreakable chain of control, leading directly to him. It's the kind of plan that makes you wonder. If even the Sith didn't know about it, how many other secrets was he hiding? And how close did he actually come to pulling it off? Now here's the thing that drives me absolutely crazy. The Jedi were obsessed with spotting any hint of Sith activity, but they completely missed this deeper plan. And the Sithius, the actual Sith, were so wrapped up in their own egos that they didn't see the trap Palpatine was setting for them. Darth Maul was too busy plotting revenge. Dooku thought he was the heir apparent, and Vader thought he was special too. Spoiler, he wasn't. This isn't just hindsight talking. We can see Palpatine running parallel plots in the comics where he's building secret armies, researching ancient Force techniques, and planting backup plans inside backup plans. He's basically the galaxy's worst insurance salesman, offering coverage for events he's actively causing. And no one, not even his allies, caught on. The real tragedy of Palpatine's secret plan is that it didn't just target his enemies, it targeted everyone. The Jedi were wiped out, yes, but his hidden designs also ensured that no Force user, light or dark, could rise without his approval. That means entire generations of potential heroes, teachers, or even just ordinary Force sensitives were erased before they ever had a chance. Look at the Inquisitors. They weren't just hunting Jedi for sport, they were part of the same system meant to crush any independent Force presence in the galaxy. Every survivor they captured was either killed, broken, or turned into another cog in Palpatine's machine. There's something incredibly sad about realizing those who might have rebuilt the Jedi were either destroyed or chained to his will. And think about his experiments on Exegol. Those weren't just political moves, they were acts of desperation to make sure he was the only one who mattered. He didn't just fear the Jedi, he feared being irrelevant. So he burned every bridge, poisoned every well, and salted the earth of galactic history to make sure nothing grew without him. Even the Sith legacy itself suffered under this plan. For all their flaws, the Sith had traditions, lineages, and philosophies passed down for centuries. Palpatine gutted them, replacing everything with loyalty to himself. In doing so, he didn't just destroy the Jedi, he destroyed the Sith as they were. But you can't talk about this without admitting Palpatine's sheer scope of planning is staggering. This wasn't some two-step con job. This was a multi-decade, multi-layered, galaxy-spanning web of control. He was playing on a scale that makes most villains look like amateurs, with bad PowerPoint presentations. Just look at how his different moves overlapped. While the Clone Wars distracted the galaxy, he was already seeding loyalty programs inside the Empire that would survive long after his death. While the Death Star project was chewing through Imperial budgets, his hidden research facilities were preparing for cloning and Sith alchemy. Every major galactic event was just cover for something deeper. It's almost awe-inspiring how he manipulated people who were themselves master manipulators. Dooku, Tarkin, Throndies weren't simple pawns. And yet, each of them was just a piece of his bigger picture. They all thought they were in on the real plan, when in reality, they were working on entirely different sides of his secret goals. Even the contingency plans are jaw-dropping. Operation Cinder wasn't just revenge, it was a way to burn the galaxy to the ground if he couldn't rule it. And yet, that was still only a fragment of what he had in motion. He didn't just prepare for defeat, he prepared for immortality and influence. Love him or hate him, Palpatine wasn't just the most powerful Sith, he was the most prepared. And here's the thing, if Palpatine's secret plan teaches us anything, it's that even the most airtight schemes can crack. For all his foresight, all his control, it still came down to humanoid choices. Vader's turn, Luke's compassion, Leia's leadership, all of it chipped away at the structure he'd built. That's why the Rebel Alliance mattered so much. They weren't just fighting an empire, they were fighting the idea that Palpatine's control was inevitable. Every act of defiance, every small victory was a reminder that even the most elaborate trap can be escaped. And that's why his plan never truly reached its ultimate form. Even in the sequels, when his shadow still loomed, there were people ready to stand against him. Rey's choice to reject his offer wasn't just a victory for the light, it was the shattering of the very future he tried to lock in place. That matters, because it proves that destiny isn't just in the hands of those who think they control it. And maybe that's the real hope, that no matter how much someone tries to manipulate the future, there will always be those who can rewrite it. Palpatine may have built his empire to last forever, but forever is a long time, and time always finds a way to change. That's something even the galaxy's greatest schemer couldn't beat. In the end, Palpatine's secret plan is as much a cautionary tale as it is a villain's masterpiece. It shows how far someone will go to control not just people, but possibility itself. And in trying to shape every future, he robbed the galaxy of countless paths it might have taken. The tragedy is that, for all the power he gained, it still wasn't enough. Even with every advantage, every safeguard, he couldn't stop the one thing he feared most losing. And when he finally fell, so much of what he destroyed couldn't be restored. His legacy wasn't just tyranny, it was the emptiness left behind. But there's also a strange resolution in knowing his vision failed. Not just in the moment of his death, but in the fact that the galaxy continued on without him. His carefully crafted future unraveled, and the cracks he feared became the spaces where hope returned. Still, the damage was done. The Jedi never came back in the same way. The Sith were broken beyond recognition, and the galaxy bore scars that would last for generations. That's the cost of someone trying to own the future. And maybe that's the lesson, no matter how much control you think you have. The future doesn't belong to one person. It belongs to everyone. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that share button. My main channel is Critical Analysis Hub, where I post Star Wars content about the movies. My secondary channel is Critical Analysis Hub Plus, where I focus on the shows of Star Wars. And my third channel is Critical Analysis Hub XP, where I post comic books. Be sure to take a moment and check them out. Thanks, and may the Force be with you.